Hello, this is Ernest Burley Jr., your certified financial planner professional, your chartered financial consultant, your NFLPA registered player financial advisor, your investment advisor representative. I hold the Series 6, 63, and 7 that allow me to offer securities, products, and services to clients all across the country. I'm also your author of 2 books on money management, Money Management Easy as 1, 2, 3, and Money Management from Grade School to Grad School. These books are on Amazon. So I ask that you buy out Amazon and ask them to just, hey, we got to buy more books because we're selling out. Everyone's flocked onto Amazon and they're clicking, buying books, buying books, buying books. I ask that you do that and share that with your friends and family too, so they can take a look at those books. They're being used across the country in various states and various organizations to teach financial planning principles and money management principles, and also insurance concepts to children, youth, and adults. So I appreciate your support on that for those who've already done it, and in advance for those who aren't going to buy the book. I'm also your licensed insurance agent with over 30 years experience in the industry, and I've been in business for over 25 years providing financial services and insurance services to clients across the country, from the north to the south, from the east to the west. I have clients all over the country. I specialize in wealth management, investing, so IRAs, 401k plans, investment portfolios, et cetera. Also asset protection, so protecting what you've accumulated, and also asset growth, growing strategically, which you plan to grow going forward. Financial planning, whether it be basic financial planning or comprehensive financial planning, all different types of insurance, whether it be life insurance, auto insurance, long-term care, disability, health insurance, homeowners, business policies, professional liability, contractors, boats, jewelry, investment property, the whole 9 yards. We deal with all different types of insurance at my firm and help people across the country in those various areas and capacities. And also athlete management. So on the NFL side, I'm an NFLPA registered player financial advisor. On the NBA side, I'm an NBPA certified agent. So I can get your person, your guy, opportunities to get looked at in the NBA to get an opportunity to play professional basketball, and even overseas too. I'm FIBA certified for overseas also. Okay, so the purpose of this podcast is to enlighten you, to educate you, to empower you with clear, objective, concise information, so you can make great decisions for yourself and for those that you're connected to, whether they be family, friends, church members, coworkers, or whomever. Okay, so that's what this is all about. I just want to get you the right information, some good information, and then you make a decision from there. Okay, so today's podcast is titled "The Package: Church CEOs." I don't know, this might be controversial. I don't know, we're gonna see. So okay, let me just get right on into it. Okay, so the church is very similar to a business nowadays. Churches are like, they're like businesses. Some churches are like bigger than small businesses, right? A lot of churches churches have a lot of different things going on. So of course, the church is in the main business of saving souls, right? So it's a different purpose. Like every business has a different purpose or a different goal. The goal and strategy of the church is to, save people's souls. But a lot of the churches dealings are like full-blown businesses. You have the same areas, the same situations to deal with like a regular business. So you have a CEO, and by CEO, I mean Christ's executive officer, right? CEO, as opposed to chief executive officer, which they are that too. But the pastor of the church is Christ's executive officer. That's the person who is leading the flock. That's the shepherd of the sheep. That's the person who's a spiritual guidance for that particular church. You have employees. A lot of churches have employees. Some have just a few, and some have dozens upon dozens of employees. So if you have employees, you have payroll, right? You have HR. You have all these various departments within the church. You also have ministries, a lot of outreach ministries that do various things. You have liability insurance, various types of insurance. So liability insurance for, like we talked about different types of insurance, right? So general liability versus professional liability. Also, you have a lot of churches have schools, so they need liability coverage for that. And also insurance coverage for property that they own. So the buildings themselves, the vehicles they own. Some churches own various land for various reasons. So insurance is very important to churches also, just like businesses. You have a lot of group benefits a lot of times. So you have retirement plan in there and health insurance and stuff like that for individuals, bank accounts, business and community connections, real estate, cash, operating cash, investable cash. They have a lot of investments sometimes, also investable assets. So churches, I just rattled off a whole lot of stuff that you normally just associate with business, right? A business. But churches are businesses basically, right? They have a different ultimate goal, but the inner workings of the church is just like a small business, and some of them are large businesses, right? So the purpose of this podcast is to talk about, hey, you're supposed to take care of the CEO, just like businesses take care of their CEO. The church should take care of their CEO too. They're Christ's executive officer. This is scriptural. Galatians 6:6 says, let the one who is taught the word share all good things with the one who teaches, right? So all good things, we're going to be talking about all good things that should be shared with your leader, your pastor, your shepherd. So the first thing, I have a lot of times I have like pastors come to me and ask, because I deal with a lot of pastors. I do a lot of financial planning and investing and strategizing with a lot of pastors and church leaders and church leadership, in addition to churches themselves, like the actual church assets and individuals in the congregation. So I cover the whole wide breadth of that going on there. So I meet with pastors on a regular basis, and some pastors, they come to me later on, like when they're about to retire, and they have situations where the church, they didn't get together on like taking care of the pastor, making sure like year by year by year they had things building up and growing to take care of the pastor when he or she retired. So that's an issue. When you try to retire, you have nothing to retire on. So but I have a lot of, like, recently I've had a lot of younger pastors, like in their 30s or 40s or what have you. They're coming and trying to get ahead of that curve because they've seen it happen to other pastors where they don't have much to retire on or what have you, but they're not trying to be in that position. So they come to me and we have a consultation and talk about, ways to make sure that they are well prepared for retirement, starting in their 30s or 40s and building to that, as opposed to trying to address that when they get to their 50s or 60s or 70s, right? So when I'm asked to present something to them or give them something they can give to their board of directors or their board of trustees or their elders or whomever makes these decisions regarding how the money is going to be spent at the church and how the church is going to operate, these are some of the things that I go over with them. So the first thing I'll talk about is income. Okay, how are you going to survive as an individual or you and your family? So your income is very important for that, right? So how are you going to get paid? Is it going to be salary, or are you going to take a love offering, or a combination thereof? Now you want to make sure you have an accountant involved with this, someone who's very familiar with the tax laws, because the tax laws and regulations and things of that nature dealing with churches and payment to payment, salary, income for pastors, some different things going on there. So you want to make sure you have someone that's very astute in that arena. Okay, so yeah, that's the first thing you want to talk about, is how you're going to receive income so you can survive as an individual or as a family. How are you going to take care of your family? Salary, love offering, some combination thereof. Okay. Housing. So how's housing going to be handled? Are they going to give you an allowance, maybe gross up your salary so you can pay your mortgage from that? Or are they going to provide a parsonage for you, like, housing on the church property or something like that? Different strokes for different folks. But housing, that needs to be addressed also. A vehicle. Okay, is there going to be a vehicle allowance? Are they going to gross up your income so you can pay for a vehicle of your choosing? Or are they going to provide a church-owned vehicle that you're going to drive around? So let's get that out in the open to find out what's going to go on there. Insurance. You definitely need to have insurance, right? Health insurance, life insurance. Now, those are pretty common. People think about those quite often, but disability insurance, disability income insurance, and also long-term care insurance, that needs to be in the package too. So those are a couple of things that you need to address also as part of your package as the CEO of the church. Okay. Let's see, retirement. Got to think about retirement. So are they going to have a retirement plan for the church, like a 401k plan, a 403b or something like that you can participate in? Or are they going to gross up your income so you can put money into an IRA, right? or give you some type of deferred comp situation, deferred compensation to go towards retirement. So all that type of stuff should be in the in your conversations with the board of trustees or the board of elders or whomever is making those decisions, or whoever's making those decisions. Now, golden parachute. This is something I also advocated. Golden parachute. You've heard of this before, right? CEOs have them all the time. So if something unfortunate happens and the church and the pastor end up not being on the same page and end up parting ways, there should be a golden parachute for the CEO, for Christ's executive officer in that type of situation. So I think like the notice of separation, there should be, he shouldn't arrive or she shouldn't arrive one day and the doors are locked and they're just locked out of the church. That's not cool, right? So there should be like a 30-day or 60-day or 90-day window to say, okay, we're going to part ways. And, so this date, like 30 days from now will be the effective date of our separation or our parting of ways, right? Or 60 days from this date, 90 days, some type of advance notice to let you know, or y'all come to an agreement. This future date is going to be the actual official date that we part ways, we separate, okay? Now, once that's situated, you want to also include in your golden parachute 2 years of paid salary, whether it be the salary or some type of negotiated amount of the love offering, what have you. 2 years of your income being sustained so you land on your feet and you're able to survive for an extended period of time. Now, all this stuff is negotiable. Maybe it's just 1 year. It's all negotiable, right? But that's something I would recommend at least asking for and trying to, negotiate 2 years of salary or income to sustain yourself. Also, 2 years of paid insurance benefits. So your health insurance, your life insurance, your disability insurance, your long-term care insurance, they continue to pay that for you. And ideally, you want to ask if these plans are portable. So which means portable means you can port it, you can take it with you. So ideally, the life insurance, the disability, long-term care plans don't just quote unquote die with the church, with the benefits there. They can live on with you as you go on. Because normally you're not able to take group benefits with you, because if you're not part of the group anymore, you don't get to keep the group benefits. So hopefully you can, they can, get some carriers that will allow you to take the plan with you if you're no longer associated with the church. But just like I said, it's all negotiation, and they may already have something in place that doesn't have that, and it is what it is, right? But have them pay. You're still your benefits are still paid for a 2-year period of time, and also 2 years of retirement contributions. So of course they can't contribute to the retirement plan at the church for you if you're no longer associated with the church, but maybe putting money off to the side or giving you some lump sum that you can invest and do something with yourself to save for your retirement down the line, something like that, right? So some type of way to say, okay, I'm still going to be moving forward, even though I'm not, connected with this particular organization or church anymore. I still need to be able to be moving forward as far as my financial planning, my family's financial planning and well-being, etc. So ask for all that stuff, most definitely. And you want this to be in a legally binding document. I don't want to hear anything about, me and Deacon so-and-so said this, or me and Trustee, that was a good idea and we agreed to that. No, it needs to be drafted by an attorney. Everyone needs to be on the same page, right? And look at what's drafted, have your input, do whatever negotiations you can, and sign off on the final document and make it a legally binding document, legally binding contract. Now, some churches are small and they can't afford to do all of this stuff, right? Some churches are large and they can do all of this right off the bat. Some churches are in the middle, they can do some and not others. So, but what I recommend is having this conversation and having this list of information I just went over. And there's some other things you can put in there too, but these are like, I think some of the meat and potato things you should definitely have in that conversation. So if they can't do all of it, just, say, well, okay, what things can we pick off right now? Hopefully there's some low hanging fruit we can include now and include in the CEO's package. And then have an agreement to, like, every year you come back, we'll check on the financial situation of the church, what they can add to the CEO's package, Christ Executive Officers package, regarding this plan for the pastor. So I'm a big advocate of that. This person is taking care of your spiritual health and your spiritual well-being. And no one knows, I'm not a pastor, so I can't, but they deal with a lot, especially if they have a large congregation. It's a lot of weight on them all the time. So they should be taken care of as far as this is concerned, because it's nothing out of the ordinary. This stuff I just mentioned is nothing out of the ordinary, right? It's just regular stuff. But a lot of times it's not included. I've had situations where pastors have put themselves in debt for their church and not had an agreement to get the money back. And I'm like, no, we need to have a conversation about making sure that's taken care of. And this one particular situation, the pastor did that, and they were in agreement with it. It wasn't unreasonable, so they agreed to reimburse him for the debt they were going to get him in. They had gotten him into, because he was, that was his heart. He wanted to do that for the church, and they had no problem setting up an agreement to pay him back over time. And also we talked about some other stuff. So there's nothing wrong with doing that. So make sure you do that. And that's it for today's podcast. I don't want to beat it to death, but I want to make sure we go over those particular situations. Okay, the package, church CEOs, make sure we're taking care of the pastors, the leadership of the church. Okay, and that's it. Thank you guys for listening in. The recap on this is basically just realize that we're supposed to take care of the leader of the house, the shepherd, the person who is responsible for giving us the right word and giving us spiritual guidance, etc. So that's the recap on that. The takeaway is it's not a bad thing at all. The CEO of the organizations, these businesses, they get way more than this than I just talked about a lot of times, right? But so it's not something out of the ordinary. It's not a bad thing. Don't think of it that way. This is a good thing. This is something that should be done. Okay. Now, I want to thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate that. Y'all listening every week for our podcast, and I appreciate you doing that. I appreciate the subscribers. Continue to subscribe. I ask that you spread this podcast to others and ask them to do the same. So I ask that you spread it to your friends, your family, your church members, your coworkers, your employers, all of your acquaintances all across the country, all across the world. The internet is global, right? And ask them to do the same. Now, all of my podcasts are on YouTube, on my channel, Ernest Burley Jr., very simple, right? So I ask that you go to the channel and ask all of your friends, family members, church members, coworkers, employers, etc., to go to my YouTube channel, Ernest Burley Jr., subscribe, and then just click around in there, because I have podcasts on a wide array of topics, anything from real estate investing to infinite banking to whether you should buy a vehicle or lease a vehicle, just all types of stuff. I talk about auto insurance, life insurance, just a whole wide array of topics are on my YouTube channel. Okay. If you want to connect with me, very easy to do. Just my first name at my full name.com. So that's Ernest at ernestburleyjr.com. Or you can go to my website, which is just my name, ernestburley.com or ernestburleyjr.com, and email me from there. I have a lot of interesting information on my website too. Some quizzes, investment quizzes, life insurance quizzes, just pack information on there to educate yourself on various financial products, investing, insurance, things of that nature. So click around in there, or you can call my firm. Very easy to do that too, 301-262-2600. Again, 301-262-2600 to reach out and connect with me. And that is it. I need to read my disclaimer here, since I talked about investing and I'm a financial planner, financial advisor, all that kind of good stuff. So I have to read off my disclaimer. Please be patient with me right now. So here we go. Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc., 13621 Annapolis Road in Bowie, Maryland, 20720. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Next Financial Group, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc. is not an affiliate of Next Financial Group, Inc. This material is not intended as an offer or solicitation for the purchase or sale of any security or other financial instrument. Past performance does not guarantee future performance. All the views expressed are those of Ernest Burley Jr., and Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc., and not those of Next Financial Group, Inc. Next Financial Group, Inc. does not provide tax advice. And that's it for today's podcast. I really appreciate y'all. I hope that you got something out of it, and spread it to others so we can get 1 million subscribers. Hey, in the meantime, y'all take care and y'all be safe out there, okay?